आज photo. Today we will do the nervous system of the frog. As we are doing the frog, so nervous system of the frog. Earlier we have done the general structures, then the digestive system, then the two videos of the circulatory system. One is the heart, another is the arterial and venous system. And now today we will do the next system, that is called the nervous system of the frog. This nervous system, that is consist of three type of nervous system. One is central nervous system, then peripheral nervous system, then is autonomous nervous system. First is central nervous system, CNS, short form. C तो की है central. As its name indicate, central, which is present in the center. It is brain as well as spinal cord. It forms the brain and spinal cord, that is called the central nervous system. Then is the peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system is the nerves which arises from the central nervous system and supplies to the different organs, that is called the peripheral nervous system, which goes toward the periphery outside. So it is called the peripheral nervous system. Clear है? Or the nerves which arise from the brain, that is called the cranial nerves, and the nerves which arise from the spinal cord, that is called the spinal nerves. There are total 10 cranial nerves. We will do that system also in fishes. In fish we have done that system also, cranial system, cranial nerves. In frog we will also do the, what are the, how many cranial nerves are there and which are their names. There are total 10 cranial nerves. We will do that in that lecture. Now first, the parts of the very important part who control and coordinate the total body functioning. Control and coordinating is by two parts. One is the endocrine system, another is the nervous system. Nervous system is more important because its conduction is many times faster than the endocrine system, and ultimately the total body functioning, that is controlled by the, किधे कौन करता है? Brain. That is a very much important part of central nervous system. Now first I will tell you the just general parts of the brain. First part, brain is divided into three parts: forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Forebrain, it again further consists of many parts. One is the interior most part, is the, here it is the category forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Clear hai? Now the first part of the forebrain, that is called the olfactory lobe. की कहने उन्हों olfactory lobe, that is called the olfactory lobe. Clear है? As its name indicate, olfactory lobe that contain the olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerve means which comes from the किथों nasal chamber, which comes from the nasal chamber and control the smelling of the body. Clear है? चलिए क्योंकि ये विच ते respiration जेड़ी है वो किदे through हुंदी है nasal chamber दे through. External nares ते internal nares. There is Jacobson organ that also help in the this which part? Smelling part. Then is the olfactory part that is done by this कौन करता है? Nares portion. Next, just below there are present the two big parts, jumbo parts, बड़े बड़े two parts, and very important part of the brain. In our case, it is a maximum filled by the this part. केड़े वाला? Cerebrum, cerebral hemisphere. It is called cerebral hemisphere. ए दो आ गए cerebral hemispheres. Two broad elongated broad portions and two are jointed with each other from the common side. This is called the anterior commissure. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੋ ਸੇਮ ਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਦੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਬੋਲਦੇ ਆ? commissure. ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੋ different ganglions ਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਦੇ ਆ they are called the connective. Clear? These two are clear. Olfactory nerve and then is the cerebral hemisphere. After this, on the lower side, they are not jointed with each other, or it's a membrane, it's an internal membrane that is a very important membrane. ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ? It's a upper membrane that is called the pallium. ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ? Pallium, that is seat of intelligence. जिस तरह दिमाग कितना ज़्यादा है कितना घट है वो सारा चीज़ किधर ते डिपेंड करता है? थिकनेस ऑफ द pallium. Then is the floor that is called the corpora striata. It is a brain is a cavity like अंदर खाली है, that is called the space. और वो filled किधर नाल है? cerebrospinal fluid दे नाल. ਹੁਣ ਮੰਨ ਲੈ ਇਹ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਮਰਾ ਵਾ, ਕਮਰੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਬੈਠੇ ਦੇ ਆ ਇਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਇਹਦੇ ਚ ਖਾਲੀ ਹੈ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ? ਵੈਂਟ੍ਰੀਕਲਸ. ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ? ਵੈਂਟ੍ਰੀਕਲਸ. ਜਿਹੜਾ ਅੰਦਰ ਖਾਲੀ ਜਗ੍ਹਾ ਦੇ ਆਰ ਕਾਲਡ ਦਾ ਵੈਂਟ੍ਰੀਕਲਸ. ਔਰ these ventricles they are filled with the cerebrospinal fluid. Clear है? ਇਹ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ first part that is olfactory. Then is the cerebral hemisphere. Cerebral hemisphere floor. This is roof is called pallium and floor is called corpora striata. After that, these two are free here. ਇਹ ਦੋ है, ऊपरों completely jointed है और इधरों हल्का जिहा नीचों space है. On the these two cerebral hemisphere they are jointed upper side and in the middle and lower side. Just in the lower side there is a one space from where we can see this pineal body, where we can see the pineal body. This pineal body is equivalent to the third eye. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਾ ਤੀਸਰੀ ਅੱਖ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੀ, ਇੱਥੇ ਫਰੋਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਕ ਬਰਾਊਨ ਸਪੌਟ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਬਰਾਊਨ ਸਪੌਟ in the head region there is a brown spot. that is indication of the pineal body. Or this pineal body is, its structure is like this pineal body and pineal stalk. This pineal body that is attached by a pineal stalk. Pineal stalk, clear? And there is present anterior choroid plexus. This is called the anterior choroid plexus. किस तरह होंदा है इहदा स्ट्रक्चर? मान लो ਇਹ है, it is like this anterior choroid plexus. It is made up of non-nervous tissue. मतलब it is not made up of nervous tissue, it is made up of epithelial tissue. From here, there is the, from the in this portion, the blood vessels to khana plus oxygen that is filtered into the cerebrospinal fluid. मतलब cerebrospinal fluid ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ fluid आंदा कित्थों है? It comes from the anterior choroid plexus. From, it is made up of non-nervous tissue, otherwise brain किदा बनिया दा है? Neurons दा. It is made up of epithelial tissue, and here the filtration of blood is takes place. That's why it has increase finger like, so that its area is increase in size. Clear hai? Then is the, after that, on the lower side, here you can see this is the dorsal side, this is the ventral side. Here it is a olfactory lobes. There is these two, they are jointed with completely with each other except anterior region and posterior region completely देखो बिल्कुल जुड़े दे हैं. On the ventral side there is present fissure, the space which is present जिस तरह ये दोनों बिल्कुल एक दूसरे नाल ऊपरों जुड़े दे इस तरह. On the back side there is a one space, they are like this, there is a one space between them. ये क्यों होता है? जो nerves निकलन वास्ते. Clear? That is called the fissure. और its lower मैं दस्या सी छत नूं की कहने आ? Pallium. Floor is called corpora striata. Clear? Its name are clear. अगे अगे तुसी देखोगे in next animals this pallium is thickened out. अपने च कितनी मोटी होंदी grey matter, और this is made up of grey matter. केड़े वाली? Pallium. Clear? चलिए next. On this portion cerebral hemisphere, this portion where this pineal stalk and anterior, first is anterior choroid plexus, then is pineal stalk, there is present, this part is called diencephalon. Diencephalon. पहले पार्ट नूं की कहने आ सी? फोरब्रेन दे पहले पार्ट नूं olfactory lobe, second is cerebral hemisphere, and third part is called diencephalon. In the diencephalon, on the roof side, there is present anterior choroid plexus, then pineal stalk, and on the tip of the pineal stalk there is present pineal body. Clear है सारे? Which form the third eye, that is sensitive to the third eye, or it is brown spot on the head region of the frog. Now on the lower side, ऐसे हो गया ना, on roof side, but is present on the lower side, on the floor side. Means a brain क्या ना इस तरह एक कैविटी है, ऊपरले पासे तो हो गया, नीचे पासे की है डाइनसेफ्लॉन. There is present in the diencephalon, you can see this chiasma. First you can see the chiasma. What is chiasma? Chiasma is a optic nerve which arises from the eyes that goes to this side. Left side दी किधर ਨੂੰ ਜਾਏਗੀ? Right side ਨੂੰ, right side ਦੀ left side ਨੂੰ. ਇਹ ਦੋਨੋਂ ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, ਇਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ ਔਰ जिथे मिल जांदियां, that point is called chiasma. This point is called chiasma. Clear है? What is this chiasma? After that, there is present one very important structure, that is a very much important, not only nervous system, related with the nervous system, it is also related with the endocrine gland, that is also associated with the endocrine gland. There is present one structure that is called the infundibulum. की कहने उन्हों? Infundibulum. On the lower side of this infundibulum, there is present pituitary gland. Pituitary gland. This is clear? This is also hypophysis. Hypophysis. This hypophysis and infundibulum, these two are called pituitary gland. दोबारा तो फिर सुनो. There is present on the lower side hanging portion, that is called the infundibulum. Just below the infundibulum there is another hanging, that is called the hypophysis. Or this two together structure, they are called the pituitary gland. As we all know, this pituitary gland is a master endocrine gland which control the other endocrine glands like thyroid. कहते हैं ना, पैराथायराइड, थायराइड इत्थे जिहड़े प्रेजेंट है. उसदे बाद पैंक्रियाज, इन्हां सारियां नूं कंट्रोल कौन करदा वै? पीनियल ग्लैंड. ते ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚੋਂ ਕੀ ਨਿਕਲਦੀਆਂ? secretions, pituitary glands. pituitary gland ਜਿਹਦੇ ਚੋਂ ਕੀ ਨਿਕਲਦੀ ਹੈ? it is a pituitary gland. ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਾ ਕੇ ਹੈ pituitary gland? hypophysis and infundibulum, these two form the pituitary gland. ऊपर pineal stalk, नीचे pituitary gland. Or this pituitary gland is called the master endocrine gland which control the other, its secretion control the other. किन्नू control करता है? other endocrine glands. So as it control the other endocrine glands, it is called the master endocrine gland. Clear है? Or these have upper limb, middle limb and lower limb which produce the different type of endocrine glands. Next is, clear हो गया? This now complete the forebrain. Now forebrain is consist of olfactory lobe, cerebral hemisphere, then diencephalon. Diencephalon, the upper portion, that is contain the anterior choroid plexus and pineal stalk and pineal body. On the lower side there is very important structure that is called the pituitary gland which is made up of hypophysis and infundibulum. Clear? This is again not made up of nervous system. It is neurosecretory cells. This is made up of neurosecretory cells. Neuro nervous system ਦੇ ਨਾਲ secretory क्यों? क्योंकि इन्हें की produce करनी है? Secretions करनी है ना? Secretions केड़ियां? Hormones. Endocrine glands. और glands की करते हैं? Secretions produce करते हैं. और इन्हें तो खास करके जिन्हें सारी बॉडी नू कंट्रोल करना वा इहदे विच ते it contain many type of neurosecretory cells. Just after that there is present, now one thing is there, these cerebral hemisphere they hide the anterior choroid plexus, but there you can see the anterior body, not the anterior this pineal body, not pineal stalk, which is also hidden by the lobes of the cerebral hemisphere. On the downside there is present midbrain. Midbrain. This midbrain that contain two large ball like structures which are called the इन्हां नूं की कहांगे optic lobes. Like olfactory lobes there is also present optic lobes which cover the midbrain. What is the function of optic lobes? ਅੱਖਾਂ ਦੀ sight or smelling, or it is control the sight. Just below there is present one passage. There is present one passage that is called the corpora striatum. This is the midbrain. This is a just part who attached the forebrain with the hindbrain. On the lower side you can see the structure of this midbrain. ऊपरले पासे dorsal side तो देखो और you can see it from the ventral side. Now there starts the hindbrain, which is another very important part of the brain. All parts are important. This is also very much important. एक ते रास्ता हैगा वा जिथों किन्ने एंटर करना है, nerves ने, ठीक है, it is a gateway. Then diencephalon on the upper side, जड़ा this portion hindbrain, that is further consist of two parts. केड़े केड़े? cerebellum. ऊपरला सी cerebrum, that is cerebellum. Here it is cerebellum. Here you can see this is the step like portion that is called the cerebellum. Avila. Or what is the function of cerebellum? This cerebellum is not a continuation with brain. See one thing, this is not continuation with brain. From the continuation of brain there arises one a lobe like structure on the upper side toward the floor, that is toward the roof, that is called the cerebellum. And what is its function? Its function is to equilibrium, maintain the equilibrium. जड़ा असी सीधा चलने आ, टेढ़ा मेढ़ा नहीं चलते, अद्धा अद्धा करके नहीं चलन दे, ते जे ए ना ठीक होए तो बंदा टेढ़ा मेढ़ा चलेगा, छिपकलियां ऊपर ही नहीं जा सकनगियां, चल थल्ले, अद्धा गए चल, मतलब अद्धा चढ़ो, चलो जी थल्ले आ गए. मतलब all the activities related with the equilibrium. पानी च जिस तरह चलता सीधा चलता पाया, जे ना ठीक होए कभी इधर खाए हिलो ले, कभी इधर कभी इधर. that is all activities that is controlled by the cerebellum. It's clear? It is मतलब इस तरह नहीं गा कि ब्रेन दे विच कंटिन्यूएशन च है, जस्ट थोड़ा जिन्ना मान लो हाइंड लिंब है, हाइंड पार्ट है, ये जस्ट उपरले पासे थोड़ा जिहा हल्का जिहा निकलिया हुंदा है, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड द cerebellum. नेक्स्ट लोअर मोस्ट पार्ट दैट इज़ कॉल्ड medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Next part is medulla oblongata. There you can see this part. There is again choroid plexus. There is present posterior choroid plexus. जिस तरह आपा here is present anterior choroid plexus, there is present posterior choroid plexus. Again function is same. केड़ा? To produce the cerebrospinal fluid, take the oxygen. कहने ना ये दिमाग नू ऑक्सीजन नहीं पहुंची, ये शुगर वालियां दे केसेस दे विच कितना ज़्यादा हुंदा है कि शुगर घटनी नहीं चाहिए, बहुती वध जे तां भी नुकसानदायक है, घटनी तो उस तो भी ज़्यादा नुकसानदायक है। क्यों? जो उस समय ब्रेन नू ग्लूकोज ना पहुंची तो की होएगा, जो रोटी ना पहुंची तो एनर्जी नहीं, जो एनर्जी नहीं तो बंदा मर गया या वो पार्ट डेड हो गया। तो जोड़ा पार्ट डेड हो गया वो बॉडी तो वो ही कंट्रोल खत्म। क्लीयर है कि देयर इज़ प्रेजेंट, देयर इज़ ऑक्सीजन वो चो फिल्टर होंदी है, प्लस फ्लूइड फिल्टर होंदा है, प्लस फूड खाने जो जो नू चाहिए। दैट इज़ मेडुला ऑब्लोंगेटा पता लग गया, ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ anteriorly present है posterior choroid plexus. Now you can see the structure on the posterior side, ventral side. ਇਹ देखो किन्नियां सारियां nerves निकलदियां पईयां ना, these all nerves they are cranial nerves and control the different body organs. किस तरह? जिस तरह मूँह साडा हिलन डिया, भी कौन कंट्रोल करेगी? क्रेनियल नर्व्स। है अखां इधर 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 असी देखते पे हाँ, दिस इज़ ऑल कंट्रोल्ड बाय द क्रेनियल नर्व्स। ठीक है, जीव चलती है साड़ी, बोलते पे हाँ असी कभी अंदर करने उन्होंने, कभी बाहर करने, कभी ऊपर करने, वर्ड्स की प्रोनाउंसिएशन दैट इज़ आल्सो कंट्रोल्ड बाय द क्रेनियल नर्व्स। क्रेनियल नर्व्स इज़ आल्सो वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। समझ आ गई मेरी गल? जे वो ना होन ते अख दियां पुतलियां भी नहीं हिल सकदियां। आई हैव बेयर दैट पार्ट आल्सो कि उदों मेरे नाल होया ही है इस पोर्शन दे विच सारे। और ए अख इस तरह ही खुली रहिंदी ही, इत्थों मूँह टेढ़ा हो जाना, हल्के हल्के सारियां चीज़ां दैट इज़ विद किदे नाल होईयां? क्रेनियल नर्व्स के नाल। फिर रिवाइव कीतियां दवाई खा के, रीजनरेट किया मसाज करके, एक्सरसाइज करके, तो नो हुण तो मैं ठीक ही हाँ तुहाडे सामने। नाउ देयर आर प्रेजेंट द नंबर ऑफ, मैं हुणे दस्सिया कि इन्हां विच किन्नियां सारियां खाली जगह हैगियां, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड द वेंट्रिकल्स। कई बारी तुहानूं डेफिनेशन आ जाए वट इज़ वेंट्रिकल्स, तो you can say the spaces which is present inside the brain, that is called the ventricles, and they are filled with the cerebrospinal fluid. How? Here you can see this is the space which is present in the olfactory lobes as well as the किदे च present है? cerebral हेमीस्फीयर। इनू की कहने हैं? olfactory ventricle, olfactory ventricle। और this is called ए वाला पोर्शन जिथों ए आपस से जुड़ते हैं, दैट इज़ कॉल्ड फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो, फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो किहड़े वाला कई बार डेफिनेशन आ जाती होंदी है व्हाट इज़ फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो व्हेन इट इज़ cerebral hemispheres ventricle joined with the diencephalon diencephalon ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਉਹਨੂੰ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ diaceal what is that called diaceal first है ventricle second है ventricle third is this ventricle or it is attached with each other by the foramen of Monro क्लीयर है फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो वो कई बार पेपर च पूछ लेंदे आ फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो किनू किनू ज्वाइन कर दिया क्लीयर है देन इज आफ्टर दैट देयर इज प्रेजेंट थर्ड वेंट्रिकल और diaceal the cavity which is present in these optic lobes that is called the optocoel की कहने ऑप्टोसील इनू की कहने आइटर दिस इज कॉल्ड द एस पोर्शन नू की कहने आइटर आइटर केड़ा हो गया जेड़ा उपर पोर्शन नू ऑप्टोसील दे नाल जोड़े एक फोरामेन ऑफ मोनरो एक इज आइटर की है जेड़ा ए डायासील नू ऑप्टोसील ते एदे विच जोड़े ठीक है दिस इज कॉल्ड द मायोसील इनू की कहने मायोसील किदे विच cerebellum as medulla of longata that is called the मायोसील पता लगदियां पईयां ना सारियां ही क्लीयर है किहड़ियां किहड़ियां कैविटीज़ है ऑप्टोसील डायासील माइलोसील ऑल्फैक्टरी वाला ऑल्फैक्टरी वेंट्रिकल इन्हों सैरिब्रल वेंट्रिकल और सैकेंड वेंट्रिकल भी कहने नाउ हेयर इट इज़ सैजिटल सेक्शन हेयर इज़ मोर क्लियर स्ट्रक्चर्स देयर फर्स्ट पार्ट केड़ा है ऑल्फैक्टरी लोब्स this olfactory lobes that contain the optic ventricle ਜਿਹੜੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਪੜ੍ਹੀ ਹੈ optic ventricle olfactory ventricle then they open into lateral ventricle ਕਿਹਦੇ ਚ ਖੁੱਲਦੀ ਹੈ lateral ventricle or its second name is second ventricle clear or its upper portion that is called pallium ਦੱਸਿਆ ਨਾ ਮੈਂ roof is called pallium and floor is called corpora striata ਹੁਣ ਬ੍ਰੇਨ ਦੀ ਇੰਨਾ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਹੈ ਬਟ ਉਹ ਕੈਵਿਟੀ ਦਾ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਛੋਟਾ ਵਾ ਇਹ ਦੇਖੋ ਇਹਦਾ ਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਿੱਡਾ ਵੱਡਾ ਕਿਹਦਾ ਫਲੋਰ ਦਾ corpora striata then there is present anterior choroid plexus then pineal stalk ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ pineal body on the lower side there is present comnisure ਕੀ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੋ same ganglions ਨੂੰ ਜੋੜਦੇ ਆ ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਇਹ ਉੱਪਰ ਹੈ ठीक है then after that there is present ਇੱਥੋਂ ਤੱਕ ਪਹਿਲਾ ਪਾर्ट olfactory lobe ਇਹ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ cerebral hemisphere then is the ਇਹ portion ਕਿਹੜਾ diencephalon ਕਿਹੜਾ diencephalon ਚ ਕਿਹੜੇ present ਹੈ ventricle third ventricle और ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ present ਹੋਏਗਾ infundibulum as well as infundibulum and hypophysis और दोनों नू मिला के की बन जाना है पिट्यूटरी ग्लैंड और उस तो बाद देयर इज़ प्रेजेंट ऑप्टोसील और ऑप्टिकल वेंट्रिकल। उसके बाद ऑप्टिक लोब आ गई, यह पोर्शन आ गया क्रूरा सैरिब्री, की कहने हैं फ्लोर नू क्रूरा सैरिब्रम। क्रूरा सैरिब्रम के बाद यह आ गया सैरिबैलम। मैं क्या सी ना वो उपरले पासे लोब निकली हुंदी है, देयर इज प्रेजेंट cerebellum and it is a posterior choroid plexus। ਇਹ ਵਾਲੇ ਉਹਦੇ इंटीरियर choroid plexus सी, ਇੱਥੇ ਕੀ ਹੈ posterior choroid plexus। और नीचे केड़ी आ जानी है फिर दैन इज मेडल ऑफ लोंगेटा। जी मेडल ऑफ लोंगेटा ये नीचे की जुड़ी होंगी है स्पाइनल कॉर्ड, ठीक है। और जी सैरिब्रोस्पाइनल कैनाल है, मतलब जी खाली जगह ये कंटिन्यूएशन ही रही है नीचे तक। स्पाइनल फ्लूइड जोड़ा वै वो भी वो मतलब सैरिब्रो नाम ही वह की है सैरिब्रोस्पाइनल फ्लूइड। क्लियर है? चलो कुछ